What do you hear? What do you feel when they call you now Father Jorge or Father Robles?
Sometimes depends where that expression comes from, but sometimes from some people that they ask me, how do you like me, or how do you want me to call you? Because sometimes I don't know how to name me. Right. They want to call me Jorge still, and they always ask me, how do you want me to call you? Right. And I say, whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable. Yeah, especially those call it, but it's something new for me.
Those who have known you as seminarians and as deacon for a year.
Even before seminary.
Yeah. Now that
but I tell them, whatever you want to call me.
That's right. The title itself is beautiful, no? To be called Father.
Oh, yeah.
You've committed to the life of celibacy, a chaste celibacy, and yet a title about generation, a title of one who brings forth children. What would you comment on that, the idea of being called Father? No?
Father is a big word for me. Father is the one who gave me life. Father is who created me. Father, for me, when I hear the word Father, it just reminds me that I have to be as a father, as my Father, the one who created me, but also as my Father who gave me life with my mom. Okay. And it's something beautiful. It's kind of challenging too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because behind the word Father, I know that I have to take care of the people of God.
Right.
And love them and just to be with them as a father. But I have to learn that.
Yeah, and you will. It's interesting, just like a father in nature, generates a child, but that's not the end of his work. He has to then nurture that child and bring that child up to full adulthood. You, in your opportunity to baptize children or baptize folks, that's not the end of your job. You baptize them, and then you must nurture them, teach them, feed them. It's exciting.
I was in Huron last year, and one of the priests that was there called me Father, and he introduced me to the people as a father. And I told him, I'm a deacon. I'm not a father yet. And he told me, have you baptized the things that you said? Have you baptized people? And I said, yes, a couple of kids. And then he said, well, you're a father for them, a spiritual father, but you are a father. Because of that. And I was like, wow, that's true.
While we're on the topic of father, you come from a rather large family. Your father and your mother were able to be present for the ordination, which is such a beautiful experience for them. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I'm the 15th of 18 kids. The 15th.
15th of 18?
Of 18. Wow.
Are they all still living?
15. But 3 of them passed away.
Wow.
I still have 2 more younger than me.
Wow.
And most of them live in Mexico. I was born and grew up in Mexico. And my experience of being here in the U.S. is very short. I grew up in a very Catholic.
When did you come to the States?
I came the first time in 1998 for a year, less than a year, and then I went back to Mexico. But to stay here, I came 5 years ago.
Right. Yeah, and your English is very good. You've done an excellent job.
Probably. I hope that you understand what I say.
Absolutely. So I interrupted a bit. Your family obviously is excited about this.
Yes. With this example, I want to tell you how much they are happy, how much they are excited. When I told my mom, I had my interview. I called my mom to Mexico. I was here in Fresno. And I told her, I already had an interview with Father Salvador, intern that time. And I want to, decided to continue with my formation, and I want to go to Mount Angel to the seminary. And then she said, don't move, stay there. And I said, why? I just want to let you know that I'm going to continue with my formation. And she said, yes, but I want to bless you before you leave this Fresno. And then I said, that's why I call you, just to receive your blessing through the phone. You don't have to come. And she said, no, I have to go and bless you and stay there. Wow. And that was beautiful. I still had like 2 or 3 weeks to go before I left to Mount Angel. And so they came. They spent like 2 weeks with me. And before I left, they came to me, both of them, my dad and my mom. And they told me, kneel there. And so I knelt. I was with them. They started praying. And they blessed me and said, and then my mom said, oh, you can go.
Now you're set, right? Yeah. What a beautiful moment in kind of the full circle. As many will see in the ordination, at the end of the ordination rite, you impart your first blessings, one to your mom and dad, your family, and one to your bishop. So what a wonderful thing that God has given them the grace to come to this day where they could receive your blessing, not only as their son.
After I received so many blessings from them, because they used to do that. They used to bless me even when I was going to school. When I went to the store, my mom always, when I made the Lord bless you and go. She always went like that.
How about your brothers?
So now it's my turn.
Your brothers and sisters are supportive, excited about your being a priest?
Yes, they're so happy, excited. Sometimes they show more excitement than I do. So they are so happy. Good. They support me a lot.
Now,
and I'm glad for that.
With 15 living brothers and sisters, you're going to have lots of weddings and baptisms and quinceañeras and all that stuff.
I do.
You're going to be very busy.
They already told me, please, some baptisms and first communions, quinceañeras too, you know.
Wow. You'll be a busy guy. Now, you'll be assigned to a parish, or you will have been assigned to a parish already. That assignment is given on the day of ordination. We are taping this a little bit ahead of time, so we don't know what that assignment is yet, do we? Yeah.
And I was so happy for that, anxious and kind of curious. But I said, whatever the Lord sent me, I want to go and happy and do my service. So now is my response. I want to go to that place and live as a priest for the people of God.
Father Jorge, what do you think will be the most exciting part of your ministry? What do you look forward to most as a priest?
Evangelization. I love that. I love the scriptures, and I love to preach the gospel. Also, when I'm talking one-to-one with people, I think that is going to be good and exciting for me.
Good. You even before ordination as a deacon and as a priest now, you already had a kind of an evangelization ministry. You've been on radio and on computer, by internet. Are you going to continue that ministry? Or?
Actually, they told me the groups of this radio station, internet radio station, they asked me if I could continue with helping them, and of course, if it's possible, I will do it.
You may need a break between ordination and getting to your assignment. And are you going to go back to Mexico to celebrate with your hometown and your home
community?
Yes,
my family, because some of them couldn't come because their status, immigration status. So, but I said I want to go and celebrate a mass for them, and they are so excited too. They're waiting. They're preparing everything, the celebration, so I'm excited too for that.
And where will that be?
It's going to be in Zamora, Michoacan.
Good.
In Zamora.
Your first Mass will have taken place at St. Joseph's in Selma. You spent time there in that community, no?
Oh, yes.
You built some relationships there?
That was probably 7 years ago. I was in Tijuana before doing that mission, and once in a while I came to help some of the groups, Spanish groups, the youth group especially. And then after, when I came here, that was taken as my home parish. So I continue helping and doing ministry with them. And I had a good relationship with Father Efrain, who supported me too. And so I continue with that. And they asked me if I could celebrate my first Mass over there. And I said, of course, yes.
Right.
I'm
Wonderful.
so happy for that.
Yeah. So I asked you what you looked forward to as a newly ordained priest. Is there anything that you're a little bit nervous about, or part of the ministry that you maybe feel a little fear about?
Sometimes there are so many things. When I say so many things, it's because my mind works sometimes and it's just wondering and thinking, how is going to be my parish? Am I going to be able to, serve the people of God? If there isn't going to be some problems, if am I going to be able to respond to their needs? But and my response, and also for those guys who want to, say yes to the Lord, is not about me, and it's not about anything but God. And when I said, am I going to be able? You are not going to be able. I think God is the one who does it. So I think, and sometimes people say, are you ready for this? Are you ready for that before my ordination? And I was like, I don't know. But the Lord prepared me, and I went through this process of formation. And I believe, and this gives me peace, thinking like this, the Lord is going to work, and the Lord is going to do it through me.
It's an essential secret, that it is St. Paul says, no longer I that live, but Christ who lives through me.
Amen.
And as a priest, to become another Christ, an alter Christus. What a great gift. In the rite of ordination, you are called to lay down on the floor, and the church is praying for you in the litany of the saints. How do you see that moment? What was that moment for you?
That was a total surrender to the Lord, and I said, this is what I have, Lord. All the gifts you have given to me, the love that I have received from you, and all the graces are here, Lord, and I belong to you. Take me. I'm yours. It's a beautiful moment when I'm laying on the floor. That's very special. Right. And I said, this is yours, my body, my soul, my everything.
We do that twice, in ordination as a deacon and now as a priest. Who knows, maybe someday as a bishop you may have to do that again. So we will look that far in the future. So as you begin your priestly ministry, for a young man who might be out there considering priesthood or feeling something moving in his heart, what would you say to someone who might be discerning a call?
Yeah, sometimes some guys ask me if it's hard or if it's difficult, especially the process of formation. And I said, and I tell my own experience, I talk from my own experience when I went to Mount Angel in Oregon, the seminary. In the beginning, it was so hard for me because probably I could understand 30% of what they said in my classes, and everything was in English. So basically, my notes and everything was in Spanish. And that was difficult for me. But then I went to Jesus, and I spoke to him. One day, I was before him in the Blessed Sacrament, and I told him, Lord, why did you bring me here? I'm not ready for this. I don't speak the language. I don't have any friend. I don't know any of my professors. And then I just tried to hear his voice, and he said, in my heart, responded me, so who am I? Am I not your friend? Am I not your teacher? So I know why I brought you here, because I need you here. And I just need your availability, and let me do it for you.
Wow.
So that gave me peace.
It's a good word of advice for anyone who might be considering, maybe a little bit fearfully, that it's God's work, just to entrust.
Yeah, sometimes we don't feel worthy, or sometimes we say, I don't have any gift, but I don't know, in some part in my interior, I feel that the Lord is calling me. Just respond, because he's going to do something. Right. And he is the one who's going to work and change and transform, or give us whatever the mission is going to be. or we are going to be sent for too. So I think he's going to prepare us.
Well, it's a pleasure to speak with you, Father Jorge, and as a brother priest now in this Diocese of Fresno, I welcome you to the priesthood, and God bless you.
Thank you, Father.
All right.